Why is today the most nicest but boring Wednesday in the world? And what I mean, a lot of people are probably gonna be like, oh my god, Leisha, it's a fucking Wednesday. Like, bitch, it's a weekday, shut the fuck up. But, like, it's mad nice outside, and I feel like a hot bitch like me should not be sitting at home eating a fucking bowl of Chipotle. You know? But you know what? That gave me a topic to talk about. I was like, you know what? Let's talk about people and how we, get into isolation periods very, very often. And how times where, we might want to not be alone, we are forced to be alone. And, I feel like a lot of people have to understand that we're not in control of a lot of things. We're only just in control of what we put out, how we treat ourselves, and what we do. And to continue that, my bad, I'm getting anxious. Social anxiety speaks. Social anxiety tings. But yeah, like, I feel like, we tend to, when we don't want to be alone, that's when we end up being alone. When we do want to be alone, that's when everybody and their mama fucking hits you up. You know what I mean? Or everyone and their mama trying to see you. Oh, what you been up to? What you You're like, why the fuck? Leave me the fuck alone. You know? Not only do I feel like it's a law of attraction thing, I mean, kinda, not really, but I also feel like it's the isolation period, you know, and you have to sit down and you have to really be with yourself. And when you gotta be with yourself, it's like, you know, a lot of people don't want to confront things when they're by themselves. A lot of people want to stay comfortable in those fears, but when you stay comfortable in those fears, that's when you're not ever gonna grow. You're not gonna make it anywhere. Not actually, let me not say you're not gonna make it anywhere, but you kind of like cause yourself to be very, very limited. Um, and it's like if you are not pushing through and facing those things that make you uncomfortable, like how could you ever grow? But I feel like a lot of people don't even understand that to begin with. Like a lot of people don't even realize that they're causing themselves to not grow because when they are alone, they choose to stay comfortable in the mindset that they're staying in rather than taking that alone time and that isolation time to really like process and think about why do I feel this way, what's going on, and deeper and deeper and deeper, you know. I remember through my own healing journey, like, or era, and I feel like it's not over yet, but I feel like I've made it very, very, very far. There were so many up downs, up downs, up downs of me wanting to, I would always see the same cycle happening over and over and over. And it really had to do with like my sexual trauma more than anything. I've never really had to deal with anything more than really just like allowing people to take advantage of me and like being very naive and easily trusting the people. And that's due to probably my BPD, you know what I mean? And I feel like I'll make a video about my BPD as well one day, because it's a very interesting topic. It's a topic that I feel like a lot of people don't really understand because BPD is such a complex mental illness to have. But yeah. I feel as though when it comes to my own personal growth, I had to really sit here by myself for days and days and days and hours, and not even just in my room, like just even being alone outside. I would try to constantly escape and go outside and find people to see or talk to, but the main thing I would try to search for when I would go outside, once I find these people, is like getting drunk or smoking weed, getting super, super high out of my mind because it just felt like I couldn't do anything else, and I knew that I had so much to do. but it was like this escape, especially when I would be heartbroken. I would kind of even get into this delulu state where I would just go outside just because I wanted to bump into the person that I should stay away from. But in my head, I was trying to gaslight myself and be like, hey, you know, if I go out here, like, and we're meant to be, like, maybe I'll bump into him, like, and it's just like every single time that I wasted my time going outside trying to like bump into him and see him. Literally nothing ever happened other than me just going outside I'm not gonna say going outside wasting my time, but I was alone. And when I would keep seeing that each time I would go outside and I was not bumping into him, guess what? I caused myself to go on walks by myself, sit in nature by myself, paint outside by myself, all these things. And that's where I start to like really realize more that like everything really does happen for a reason. And it's gonna happen in a way where it's up to you to see what is this trying to teach me? Like, how is this gonna cause me to grow? Because I'm sitting here being delusional as fuck, trying to go outside and see this man because I don't want to be alone. And it caused me to embrace being alone, And your alone time is so important, Like, I feel like people really weigh you down more than anything, because it's like we're not meant to be around everyone. We're not meant to be friends with everyone. And all these things. My dog is banging on the damn door. So, it's different. But yeah, I feel like, you can't be scared. And it's like, there's going to be many days when you're alone, when you're trying to figure out a situation, or you're probably like, why does the same thing keep happening to me over and over? Why am I still going through this? What am I doing wrong? And it's like, it's going to take time to figure that shit out. You don't get the answer overnight. Sometimes it takes months. Sometimes it takes years. But you have to, like, catch the cycle. You have to catch, like, what it's saying or what it's trying to show you. The more and more that I kept experiencing this cycle with men and, like, my sexual trauma and, how I view myself and my self-love, like, all of those things tied together. And it even tied down into as well, like, who I choose to surround myself with my friends. And it's like when you are so used to being in a mindset and you grew up in a certain type of environment in a way, that healing is not going to be linear. That shit is going to take so long to figure it out. It's going to take so long to understand what is right for you, how to choose yourself, because you have to literally remember, like, you grew up thinking already a certain type of way, but you are the one that has the power to change that. And you literally have to sit down with yourself and be like, yo, I'm literally going to change my mindset. Like, I remember I literally had to sit here, and when I would catch a certain thought that was a past version of myself, I said, no, you're going to think like this. And I would just keep repeating to myself the right way to think it, and eventually, now it's just in my subconscious. Your subconscious is so important, because you don't fucking know what you're thinking in there. And that and all of our actions, the way that we move with our body represents our subconscious most of the time more than our actual conscious. And you gotta just dive into that shit, man. I'm not a girl that meditates every day. I'm not a girl that journals every day. All of our ways of getting through things and healing is so different. So don't allow people to tell you that you have to do something specifically all the time, or like a specific ass routine, or treat your, like, you know what I'm trying to say, like, because it's like, it's your own journey. What works for somebody else will not always work for you. Like, I meditate without realizing it. I meditate just by, like, sitting down with myself thinking, you know, like, and people don't realize that when you just sit down and just kind of zone out and just are in your thoughts, just like reflecting and thinking about shit, like, that's literally meditation. You don't have to sit here and be like, you don't have to sit here and like play frequencies and like all these things and do all these things in order to meditate or mentally grow. You know, you don't have to sit here and journal every single damn day. If you feel like it's not right, then don't, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, as a person that has made it to where I am, don't be hard on yourself and don't feel like you have to do so much in order to heal. Like, you heal at your own pace and it's going to be that way. You cannot speed up your healing process. It takes time. And the main thing that you have to remember is to just stay compassionate with yourself the whole way through. And that healing never ends. You're gonna fucking feel fucked up again. You're gonna have something trigger you 10 years from now again to see if you'll fall for it again, or see if just there for it to remind you that, hey, it's a part of you, you know, hey, this is here. I feel like no one really ever fully gets over what they've been through. All you can really do is just kind of sit back and be like, okay, I realize this now. I see this. Am I going to allow it to happen again? What did I do? What should I have done? Not even what should I have done. Cut that. I ain't say that. But was I giving myself the love that I deserved? Was I giving myself the treatment that I deserved? You know? And that's where it's like kind of I feel like it kind of represents Jenga in a way. You know, you're building yourself. You know what I'm saying? But Jenga could also be a thing where if you're around the wrong people, they take parts of you out. And then eventually, like, it causes you to, you know? I just kind of been rambling this whole time. But I feel like I want to start, like, making YouTube videos like this. And just, like, start posting, like, videos of me just, like, talking, you know? Because, like, everything I'm saying right now is just, like, mad raw and just, like, coming out of me. And, like, I don't have anyone to talk to right now, so I'm like, maybe someone needs to hear this. And maybe my social anxious ass words might help someone in some way. Right? Yeah. But, yeah, word. Go healing. You know? Yeah, I guess that's all I had to say. I'm gonna just post this video right now, actually. So when you see this video, it's probably when, like, I posted it. Bye!